Yeah.
There you go.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday podcast. With me, my name is Nancy Ndunda, Master's Prepared Nurse, and also a digital business owner. With me are two wonderful coaches who are going to be presenting with me today, and I'm going to welcome them to introduce themselves. Welcome, Coach McKenna.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I thank God for today. My name is McKenna. I was born and raised in Kenya, but I live in the US with my family. I am also a mom of 3 teenagers, a digital business owner, and I'm so grand to be here. Thank you, Nancy.
Welcome, Coach McKenna. Um, And now we'll go to Coach Banner. Please welcome and introduce yourself. Okay. I think Coach Banner is
She's
disconnected.
frozen.
She's frozen
Yeah.
for a minute. So we'll go back and introduce today's question. And today, what we are trying to tackle is a question that we get asked when we're talking to people who are interested in the business. How do I know that this business is for me? And how can I successfully manage this business, or how can I succeed in it? So I will start by I think Coach Benna is back, so I will have Coach Benna introduce herself. Then we can go to the question.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. My name is Bena. I am a mom, a nurse, a proud digital business coach, and I'm originally from Uganda, now living in the UK. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Coach Benna, and welcome. Um, So I will just go straight to our first area where people are very curious and find out from you, Coach Ben. I will start with you. How did you know that the online business was for you? Are there any things in particular? Was there something that drove you to it, or was there a specific moment that helped you change your vision and decide, you know what, I think I'm going to try this? What was it that made you think, you know what, I think I'm going to go online?
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. Yes, there is a few things. First of all, this was not my first online business. I had tried something before and it didn't work out the way I expected it to. So coming into this business, I was just like, let me just go and see what is on the other side, because I had plugged into something that I thought was good. And you know what? I had seen somebody who had tried it and they had succeeded, But I think by the time I joined it, it had already run its course, because even that person who had already succeeded in the business had problems near the time that I entered. So when this came, it was because I needed something different. I needed something that I can do in my own time. So what I had to do is to check out the business thoroughly, see whether it is something I can do. What made it different for me to join this very business that I'm doing right now is because of the components, or the way this business is done. The training, which I didn't have with my previous business that I tried, the support, that was another bonus. Basically, all the fears I had, it's online, it's a scam, I'm not a computer savvy, I'm not a confident person, I had all those reasons that people have every single day. So, but talking to people one-on-one, not just putting money in there and hoping it will do what it's supposed to do, but talking to people and saying, you need to do this to succeed. You need to do that to succeed. The support is here. If you have questions, come and ask. You have your 30 days to check out the business thoroughly. So I think that's what gave me the confidence. That's what pushed me over to say, yes, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. And because, as you know, we have 30 days to do your due diligence. If you come in this business and you can't do your due diligence, you know, you just want people to tell you, okay, the 5 minutes they talk to you, come and do this, and you're not willing to go and dig deeper for yourself, then this is not for you. Then this is not you. So if you ever had those questions and you want to know what you basically just have to know your why. My reason for starting this business was my what, but I can't say that I wasn't skeptical, I wasn't fearful, but what pushed me over is doing my research, talking to the people, joining the group, and seeing different people from different backgrounds, people like me, people who are not like me, and they are all working together, they are supporting each other. That's what helped me make a decision. And that's what, you know, pushed me over, despite all the fears, despite everything that I was, you know, struggling with. So those fears were there, but behind the fears is I needed something more. I needed another way to be able to provide for my family. I needed another way that can support my 9-to-5 job. So I can say that's basically what made me join the business.
Wow, amazing. Well, so I also learned something new today, because now I've learned that you had tried online business before. So it's good to kind of hear what you're saying, that you shopped around. That is part of you doing your due diligence. So you had tried
Yes.
other things, and you had looked into other aspects of online business before you jumped into this. And it's also amazing. I mean, it's a good pointer for people to have a why. Why do you really want this? Is it a family? Because of family? Is it because you want to supplement your pay? Is it because you're planning your retirement? So you have to have a why that is very strong. Thank you very much, Coach Benner. Now, I send the same question to you, Coach McKenna. What was it that made you feel that this is for you, that online business was something that you could try out and see how it works out for you? You're muted.
You're mute.
Yeah, I was muted because we need to support Benna there to stay with that. Yeah, so I really love the question, and for me, I never said this, but I'm a pastor. I am busy. And again, I said I'm a mom of 3 teenagers. That means I am a very busy person. Again, I said I live in the US with my family. I always tell people that I celebrated my 40th birthday here. That is to mean that whatever I had saved for my retirement back in Kenya is still there. There's no way I can bring it here. And therefore, one day back in 2023, I just sat down and I was like, something just came into my mind and said, hey, McKenna, what about your retirement? And I was like, oh, for sure. Even if I save all what I'm earning right now, there's no way I can be ready. There's no way I can retire and not work to make ends meet, either maybe to finish paying my mortgage, or maybe to make sure that I put food on the table for me. I realized that whatever I had saved so far, there's no way it could keep me comfortable. And again, I was able to join this online business. Not that I had any experience, as you know, for a business, you don't require to have any experience. For me, I just wanted something that was flexible, something that I could do from the comfort of my home. And again, another thing, once I learned about how this business, Ben has talked about doing your due diligence, checking the business. Once I checked and I realized, oh my goodness, these two companies that have partnered together, they have an amazing system that works for us like 90%. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go here. But still, on the other side, this McKenna you see here today was very skeptical, very afraid. I was not a social media person. But still, inside me, I had that push. I was like, if I stay in my comfort zone, then my retirement will be a mess. And that means those two things kept me, or I had to move. Because yes, you can realize there's a need, but still you stay there stuck. So for me, I really had to make the bold step. I had to take a leap of faith and start this side hustle, of which I can say so far, yeah, it's progress so far. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's me, Nancy, and that's why I'm here today.
Thank you very much, Coach McKenna. And that again, I like the points you brought up, retirement, and again, the flexibility, because that resonates with me, because that was one of the things that made me think I could do this, because I wanted something that could work with my 9 to 5. So I like that you've talked about flexibility, because all you need in this job is just to do this business, not job. It's 1 to 2 hours a day. If you can invest 1 to 2 hours a day to the business, you can run it. So that pulls in the flexibility that attracted me to it. Also, the other thing that really resonated, and it brought one of our community members, Anne Thambal, who was close to, I think she says 59 or 60, right next to knocking the retirement door when her income was cut off, and now she had to start now thinking of, what do I do? I'm just about to retire. And now she's doing very great. She's one of the success stories who are bringing in very good income. So you can imagine at that crunch time when you're there 59 or 60 and then having to start over again. This business is tailored in a way that even if it's somebody who's nearing retirement or somebody who just wants to supplement, as Coach McKenna said, for the family, this can work out. So thank you very much for that. So when we come back to Coach Benner, I have another question for you. And the question is, in this business, what would you say are the skills, or what would somebody need to do to be successful in the business? Is there anything, whether it's a mindset, whether it is, are there any strategies that you can point out that could make somebody successful in this business?
Thank you, Nancy. Yes, there is a few things that you need to consider before you start an online business. First of all, we've talked about your why. If you have a strong reason, you can succeed, because that reason will keep pushing you. And you need to want more than your current situation, the current situation you are in. You have to ask yourself, am I willing to learn? Because if you're not willing to learn, how can you succeed in a business that you've never done before, a business you don't know how to run or to navigate? You do not need experience anyway in our business. You know, you come, you learn, you gain the experience, you get the skills, and you don't even need to be, as I said before, I wasn't tech savvy. You don't have to be a tech savvy to do this business, but you just need to be teachable. Because you have to start somewhere, with or without skill. If you have skills, it's a bonus. And then you have to ask yourself, if I need to succeed, can I be consistent? Am I going to be consistent in this business that I want to start? If you're not going to be consistent, then of course your success is not going to come the way you want it. But if you say, despite with no skills, with skepticism, with fear, with whatever it is that you're struggling with to starting an online business, but if you are willing to learn and be consistent in that business or in whatever you are doing, show up, learn, apply whatever it is, repeat, fail and get up. Because many people, they succeed after falling and getting up. If you fall and don't get up and you think, oh, things are too hard, how will you be successful? You always learn from the failures that you come across. So if you're willing to say, I'm going to be there for my business, I'm going to put in the time I need to make sure it, I succeed, get the mentorship and coaching, you will definitely be able to succeed. And, with the right support, like the right support we have in our business, the mentorship, the coaching, the community to support you, you will definitely be able to succeed. And another important thing in there is you have to believe in yourself, because that's one thing that always holds us back. I know when I started, I struggled a little bit because I didn't believe in myself. I would think, oh my God, when I see other people in the business doing it and being very this confident people, I was thinking, no, my goodness, I think I'm in the wrong thing. Yet I was already in there.
Yeah.
But the more I learned, the more I applied myself, the more I became consistent, showed up for my business, things changed. So some people see me now and they say, oh, those who knew me before, they can't really even, say that this is the Benner we used to know. If I look to the things I used to do at the beginning of this business and compare them to what I'm doing right now, I don't even want to look at those, because that's how bad it was. But I learned, I had the support, I showed up for my business every single day. And you know what? Everything will be, will line up the way you want it. You get the success you want, you get the confidence you want, you will get the skills that you need to be able to build this business successfully. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Coach Bennett, because that connects back to the question, which is this online business for me? If there's somebody out there who's asking the question, you've just brought up very important points, that there's training and mentorship that is available. And also there's a step-by-step training where you can know, okay, this is what you need to do. Again, also a good point you brought up was you need to show up and be consistent. If you show up consistently, you get consistent results. If you show up occasionally or whenever you have time, then you get those occasional or whenever time is available results. Thank you very much, Coach Benner. Now to Coach McKenna, the same question. What can make somebody successful in this business? Are there any habits? Is there any strategies or tips that you could give somebody so that they can be successful in this business?
Wow, amazing. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, for me, what I would say through experience is first and foremost, we always say this business, 80% for you to succeed in this business is mindset. I always tell people that I started my business, but I really struggled for 15 good months because I kept on asking myself, oh, did I make the right choice? Oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, I didn't have time to organize myself. And I was just doing things, still going through the training and all that. But I want to tell you, the moment I sat down and had that personal development, because that's one thing that really helps us in this business, personal development. I started working on me. Yeah, that is when everything changed. I started reading books. I started creating new habits for me, waking up, being more strategic. I had to do my vision board, and I revised everything. I could be able to put everything where I see so that they could remind me who I am, where I am going. I started celebrating small wins in my life. I started appreciating others and celebrating with them. My goodness, that is when things really overturned for me. So I want to say that all things are possible in this business. All what you need is just to have that positive mindset and to keep reminding yourself. We have already talked about our why. You keep on reminding yourself why you're doing this business. And another thing I love is we have that private Facebook account where people are posting their milestones and all that. That's still something that really helps us to keep on going, because there's a way you have that comparison, in a good way, to say, if others are making it, why not me? And that really helps you to step up in everything that you do. And most of the time, I would also say that the global community that we have, That is another source of encouragement. Do not isolate. So in this business, you don't walk alone. But still, I always tell people, are you ready to walk with others so that you can run from them? Every day is, we always say knowledge is power. So you have to keep yourself updated and work with your team. Yeah. And one of my last point here would be, one thing I really enjoy about this business is the first day you join the business, you become a leader from the first day. You may not come in with experience, but still as you grow, yeah, they're also training you to become a leader. And like everyone said, we have masterminds. We have a lot of information. So creating that 1 or 2 hours every day, I want to tell you, by the end of it, you become a pro in this business. So it doesn't matter where you are. Berna right now is in Kampala, Uganda. Not really Kampala, but Uganda, I don't know where. But see, she's here. All what you need is just what she has said, believe in yourself, take that move. And I want to tell you, by the end of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I've been in this business for 2 years. You'll be somebody else. You see another version of you that you never thought. For me, I never thought I could be where I am today. This business, yes, there's that paycheck, yeah, but still. Another thing what I can say is, for me, for sure, I got tired of living paycheck to paycheck life. So I am telling myself every day, I better succeed in this. So it's a side hustle, but it has been a blessing to me in so many ways. So God is also in this business. Without God, I don't think we can go so far. Otherwise, back to you, Nancy.
Thank you very much, Coach McKenna. You've rounded it up very well. First of all, it's the personal development, also the mindset. And again, what Benna had said, showing up. Because if you show up and you do the trainings, that is all you need to be having your foot in the business and to succeed. Also, another one that we also portray right here is there's a community to help you succeed. If you look at us, Coach Benna is usually in the UK. And we have Coach McKenna and I who are in the USA, but two different time zones. But you can see at the same time, we are here supporting each other. There's a big community of it's about 270, 280,000 people, which we get people into so that you network. So you network, you get people who you can work with or whoever you feel, there's a big supportive team where you can connect with people who are either in the same time zone, other time zones, as we have done here, and then you're mentored to grow. The other point that also came up from both Coach Benna and Coach McKenna is two important points. When you start this business, is this mentorship. You are starting a business as a professional, but you're never alone because you have a mentor and you also have a coach. So you have two sources of support that come in immediately. Immediately you pay the 149. Those two names are given to you. This will be your mentor and this will be your coach. And those are, sometimes it could be the same person, but most of the time you have a mentor and a coach. You have this support, and also we put you in the community immediately so that you can start seeing, okay, what are the strategies that other people are using to succeed. In this private community, people share their stories. People share like what you've heard from Coach Benna and Coach McKenna, how initially maybe they thought, then after things started working, what worked. So you can go and borrow strategies from there and end up seeing, okay, this might work for me, or this strategy didn't work, let me try this. Because there you listen, you watch, some people put in videos, some will put pictures and give narratives. So you can watch, listen, and see the different strategies that have worked for people. And these are not only people who are making like 3-figure a month or 4 figures. We have people who are making 6 figures in that community telling you how they're doing it. So you have a big community to help you succeed. My last question that I will bring up to Coach Benna I'll ask you to help somebody who's out there who is wondering whether this business is for them. What should they look for, or what should they what are the common mistakes that people should avoid, or what would you advise somebody who wants to jump into this? What should they do to be successful?
Right. Thank you. Thank you. So if you're out there and you're curious about what we do, about our online business, and it is just, don't take our word for it. Be willing to do your due diligence, be open to learning, ask questions that you need to ask, and don't just take our word for it, because what we are saying here is maybe just 5-10% of the information you need to understand to make an informed decision. You don't have to make the decision today. You have a lifetime, but is how do you start? You don't want to wait until you are, at the point whereby you can't change your circumstances. But you come in here, connect with any one of us here, and say, I also need a side hustle. I need something that I can do alongside my 9-to-5 job. How can I get started? I'm a busy mom, I'm a busy professional, I'm a busy whatever you are doing. The opportunity is here for you to check out. You will never know unless you take the time to understand it. And when you understand it and apply it, your future will change with that decision that you make. And the skills you will learn in this business, the steps, first of all, even the connections alone. And it is all rounded up. It's like, the business is, you are growing your business, you are making meaningful connections, because you might have lots of connections out there. You're talking to your friends, your colleagues, whatever, but you're just talking things that are not building, are not adding on to you. But when you come in this business, you make connections of people who are focused, people who want change, people who know what they are doing. So if you'd like to know more about what we do or how to get started, just connect with any one of us that you're watching this live from, and go to our website, connect with us via WhatsApp, and we'll be happy to share our journeys and help you as well start your journey in this business. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Benner. You've rounded it up very well. You've heard it from the coach. Now I'll go to Coach McKenna with the same question. What are some of the things that, if somebody is thinking, is this business for me? What should they be looking for? And what are some of the things they should avoid when coming in, some mistakes they should avoid when coming into this business?
All right. Yeah, thank you. Nice question. Yeah. So for me, what I would say is someone needs to be very careful out there. And I remember we've talked about a system. For you to get in fast, you need to ask yourself, does this business have a system that they follow? And that is, for us, we have a great and amazing system, as I said. And again, the other question you need to ask yourself, does this company or this group of people have some product? Yes, we have product in this business. Those are two important things that somebody should really ask themselves. And what I treasure and I'm always grateful to God for is about this business. We always say it's a franchise online business. Yes, we're just here because these are our businesses. The businesses bears our names, yeah? And therefore, we have partnered with these companies. And again, for somebody like me who lives, and Nancy who lives in the US, at the end of the year, we file our taxes. That tells you it's a legit business. And again, we are real people talking to you. If you go to our bios, you will find our numbers, our emails, or our numbers here. A number in the US means a lot. That number you see there, it gives everything about me. So Those are some of the things that I would say. And if you really careful, that's why you always say in our business, first and foremost, for you to check out the business, you need to register with your name in the email. There is a website. Once you register there, you get that free webinar. Once you are done with the free webinar, you move to the next step. You pay the $149. The $149 has a 30-day guarantee. You are given all the information to check and see if the business is fit for you. If you really, before you even make that decision, and then from there, you can invest into the business. And I want to say, for me, maybe before I go, this was just an amazing decision that I made. It has changed my life in so many ways. If I really kept on thinking about how I am afraid of social media, how that my skepticism. Sometimes it's good to be skeptical. We say there's that healthy skepticism, but I thank God I was able to take the move and say, hey, from today I want to be a business owner, something that I've never dreamt of. But my life is becoming a reality through this business. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Coach McKenna. So that is a good point that has been brought up. You have to research what it is that you're jumping into. Because again, you do not want to jump into a business which is fraud. Then you find yourself having to answer to the government of wherever you are about a fraudulent business. We have real products, we have that we offer in the business. And as she has said, we have the training to get you to a good place where you need to be. Whatever your strategy is, what that you end up discussing with your coach to decide, okay, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm looking for myself, for my future. I'm looking either for retirement or I'm looking to get extra income, whatever it is. That happens when you do what is called a strategy call. After you pay the $149, there is a strategic call where you meet with a coach to discuss whatever business plan you want to set up and what your goals are. So this is personalized. When we tell you that there is no one shape fits all, it's because everything is tailored to every particular person. So thank you very much, Coach McKenna. That was very insightful because yes, there are systems, everything is tailored. And also when you come into this business, please be vigilant. You can hear that echoed from both Coach Benner and Coach McKenna, that you have to keep your eyes out to know, okay, what am I getting into? And is this legitimate? To close it up, I'll tell you, I was one of my business mentees brought it to my attention. This was before they joined, about a different business that was trying to simulate what we're doing. And when they gave me the information and the name, I said, no, that's not us. This is us. And she was happy that she asked me that question because she was about to jump in. She said, I thought this is you. I see you talking about this. And I thought this was it. And I told them, no, that's not us. And I showed them the right place. So try and reach out to somebody. If you have the number, as you can see the numbers, reach out to somebody and ask them, hey, what are the steps? Go to the website, watch the 20-minute free webinar. If you feel this is for you, you can pay the $149. And also, once you pay the $149, you're not locked in. It's not a do or die. If you listen to the 3 hours worth of information and feel this is not for you, you get a refund. But if you feel this is for you, that money will go into you getting a strategy call with a coach. Then the second part of it is that you will also, this money is also helps when you start setting up your website and your business funnel. This money helps those projects. So again, the $149 usually goes into either setup or is refunded based on whatever decision you make. Well, thank you very much, all of you. I thank you, Coach Benner. I thank you, Coach McKenna, for taking this time to answer the questions, and everybody who sat in on this inform session or podcast with us. We thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Reach out to any one of us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.